little bit busy shooting at these steel balls just for a little bit. Not great, but for a little bit. The crawlers get to run in on them. Perfect. As long as we take down some of these sledgehammers, we're okay. And then we decide to go arc lights. Arc lights are just very good. They'll help take sledgehammer fire. They won't necessarily win, but they'll help take the sledgehammer fire, and they'll help with fangs, right? They could tank fangs with armor, and they can help clear the fangs. So it's just a nice, consistent front line, right? We're going to need help frontlining. If they happen to take some fire and the steel balls get to live a little bit longer, that's also a plus, right? So they're serving multiple purposes. Just positioning, playing with positional advantage. Let's talk about proper... Let's take a second to talk about proper positioning. Notice that we are putting the arc lights in front, a little bit of a distance, a little bit of a lead. The idea is once these units are about to get into battle, we want these guys to be here as well, right? If anything, we want these steel balls to maybe just get in front of these arc lights for battle. And so we're trying to find that golden spot. Now, there is no rule to this because a big part of it is how the enemy's position. So we could talk about that. Again, there is no golden fancy thing that will always work. Why? Well, guess what? If the enemy's placed right up here and just run us down, nobody will have time to get in front of these arc lights. They'll just get sniped right away, right? Nobody will have time. Let's say they position back more, a little bit more normal, right? Not unorthodox, right? A little bit more normal. So these guys have more time, right? And they'll get in front of them, right? They'll meet up right here, and then these units will come up and they'll start battling right around here, and we'll have these units in position, right? Perfect. Now, let's say they positioned all the way back, all the way in the back. That means there's even more time to get to the enemies. So the enemies, our units with more speed will way outdistance our arc lights, right? So the arc lights will barely ever get into battle, right? So again, there is no like, this will work, right? It's about playing around the enemy as well. We don't know what they're going to do. So we're just trying to play something a little bit consistent, right? So we give them a little bit of a leeway here to hopefully, if they play somewhat normal, they'll get into position at the perfect time, right? But there is no perfect, so I just want to point that out there and how to think about it. Decide to go a little bit more forward here. And cool, they've actually positioned in the middle of the field, not really close at all, which means that we have more time for these guys to get ahead. So notice, boom, right here. All right, right here. Now they're on an even footing. Right? So if they played a little bit closer, we would still be okay. If they placed any other closer than that, our arc lights would get targeted first, right? So good spacing here, really good spacing. Check that out. And our steel balls get in the fray as well. And notice how we positioned our crawlers just a little bit behind here because we want the fire to go here, which they're not as great against because of the AoE. And our crawlers get to live a little bit longer. Check it out. Now look where their fire's going. Look where their fire's going. Not as effective, right? And now where are our crawlers? Where are our crawlers? Because of that little tactical movement, that little tactical positioning. Look at the huge difference. Weird, right? Crazy. And then what everyone does is, oh, this counters this, this counters this, right? That's what everyone goes on about. You guys think this game is just rock, paper, scissors? People are trying to convince you of that. Guess what? Sledgehammers counter crawlers. Does it matter? It doesn't matter. This is not rock, paper, scissors, guys. This is a chess game. This is a chess game, right? Don't let these people fool you. They're trying to give you fake information, right? And they're going to convince you of that. Look at that. So let's go back one more time because this is so cool. This is so cool. I'm going to put a stream marker here. All right. The thing I want to talk about right here, and I really want to reiterate, everyone is trying to convince you guys that Mechabellum is just chess, or just rock, paper, scissors, shoe. Everyone is trying to convince you guys that this is rock, paper, scissors, shoe. This counters this, right? Paper will beat rock. So the enemy is using sledgehammers, and guess what? Sledgehammers are rock, and crawlers are scissors, right? Sledgehammers will win. They'll do AoE, and they'll just one-shot your crawlers, right? But we're not playing rock, paper, scissors, shoe in Mechabellum, right? We're playing a chess game. We're playing with tactics and positioning. So what we decide to do here is place our crawlers a little bit behind our steel balls so they get there a little bit later. just a little bit later. Let's fast forward to what happens. Here we go. We run in battle. Now remember, these sledgehammers, and they have a lot of them, counter our crawlers, right? So you're going to see these guys get obliterated. Poof, poof, poof. They're not going to do anything. They're going to not even get close. Look at this. But guess what? We decided, our rock, paper, scissors, we decided to just play them a little bit further back so that these guys take the grunt of the blow, right? Because these steel balls can do a lot better job at tanking these shots, right? And dealing with these sledgehammers. They won't win in the end, but they'll do a lot better job. Now what happens to this rock, paper, scissors all of a sudden? Hey guys, look. Scissors is not supposed to beat rock, right? What? Wait! What? This is not supposed to happen. This is rock. Rock beats scissor. No, wait. What's going on? How did they? Oh my god. We're even gonna take a tower? Guys, this is not rock, paper, scissors. Mechabellum is way deeper than that, and don't listen to the people that are mad because they're not taking the time to learn the game. This game is not about hard counters. It's a tactical game about positioning and chess and using your units most effectively. I hope that helped. Awesome. Here we decided to go Phoenixes. Phoenixes are, I just thought, so again, you're going to find units that you like, and then the units that you like, you could find really cool ways to use them in every build, right? I have different units I like. I love my crawlers. I love Phoenixes, right? Depending on what I see, there's different units that I really like to lean on. Here I go Phoenix just because there's a couple different reasons. One, I noticed that the enemy doesn't have effective anti-air. Two, they're also very good against sledgehammers. So they give three, they also give us a future thing to lean on if they start going very tanky units. So we have a couple different options there. Here they rocketed us, so it's a very good rocket. But we did tier 2 steel ball, so this will do their job pretty effectively. Notice that the crawlers did not get in here. This time it worked like last time. Why? Because our front line got rocketed, and the big part of the rocket is not just the damage, but the slowdown. So they're a lot more slow, so you can see that the crawlers got in earlier this time, which is not what we wanted. They also had some backline fangs to help with it, but they are tier 2, so they're a little bit harder to take down. Now, the difference here is the steel balls are alive longer, and the crawlers are going to die first, but these tier 2 steel balls are going to help us with these sledgehammers. Cool. Here you can see the arc light doing work. Remember, arc light is good against fangs, and that's why we got them in the beginning of the game. And you can see every time they shoot, they just deal a little ball of damage to all of them. Cool. Whereas these steel balls are not very good at dealing with fangs, right? The arc lights are very cute. So we'll fast forward here, and we do manage to clean this up. Cool. There we go. We have a couple powerful drafts here. And we decided to go for the shields, right? We didn't really want to see anything else. There was a couple different things we could have gone there. The fast forward. Guys, thank you so much for all the follows. I'm so glad you guys are learning. Thank you for letting me help you out. Cool. So a lot of different things here. Steel balls going tier 2. Very, very good. If they could stay up on level, their fangs literally do 0 damage. Not literally, but they do like negative damage, and the sledgehammers will also fall behind, which is perfect, right? So we're gonna keep those guys leveled up early. Putting more Phoenixes, again, long-term problems. Another arc light, right? Because it just helps us